Welcome back to LBS Response to episode number 109. So yes, welcome back to another episode of my weekly Q&A series that are here on my channel. It's actually been 11 days since the last one, so this is usually a series that I don't like skipping too much because I actually really do enjoy making this, but for some reason it's just been 11 days. So I will be having one come out here on an awkward Wednesday, which is today, then also on Saturday. So kind of a double up this week, and then hopefully next week they can go back to the regular, Thursday or Friday. So two quick things before we get started, guys. I did restock the trans neon orange lightsaber blades on my Bricklink store. I know those sold really quickly. I have a small little restock now and a bigger restock coming at the end of this week. I also did a couple other lightsaber blade colors over there. I have like yellow, blue, purple, a couple other kind of more unique ones over there also. So if you guys want to help support the channel, I do have those over there for you guys to buy. Then also, guys, one more quick thing is I've basically not promoted this whatsoever, but I have had that giveaway running on my channel all of March and all of April of 2023, giving away pretty much one copy of each of the new LEGO Star Wars 2023 spring helmet sets. And again, I just really forgot to promote it. We've already hit the threshold, so like they're guaranteed to be given away, but I just want to make sure that if you guys want to go enter that, it's 100% free. All it takes is maybe 30 seconds of your time, like the video, leave a comment, and watch a little bit of it, and then at that point you guys are pretty much entered. So definitely go check that out. Be sure to enter and have a chance of winning a free LEGO set. So let's get into it, guys, with the questions for this week. First off, we have Dan. Ask LBS, do you think we'll ever get clone commandos from LEGO? Personally, I'd love to see some plane commandos like the ones in Bad Batch or even Gregor or Delta Squad. So I really do think we will never see a Gregor. There's I guess a possibility of it because in my opinion, look, I mean, we don't have any commandos, we don't have any TK troopers, and I've always vouched for this. I really do think a $35 V-Wing this year in the summer would have been perfect, with just a regular TK trooper. And even if they wanted to pull a snub fighter on us and only give us 2 minifigures, I think a TK trooper and maybe like a hunter at that point, I think would have been kind of fine for 35 bucks in a V-Wing. So in my opinion, look, I think it really comes down to the fact of, sure, this year between Return of the Jedi, some Clone Wars stuff, some Rebels, some Ahsoka stuff, like they actually have a pretty compact year, and a lot of stuff they are, coming out with this year actually makes, sense. But of course, Bad Batch Season 2 for LEGO has pretty much been completely sidelined. There's absolutely nothing from it. So I think at this point, if we get nothing involving Bad Batch Season 2 in January and summer of next year, pretty much this time next year, if we hear nothing about it, then I gotta be honest with you, I mean, LEGO might just be kind of not doing anything with Bad Batch. There's only one more season left, and we might not ever get these commandos or TK troopers. But I think at this point, I think the earliest would be like January. Maybe that V-Wing set can fit in there. A nice little small set for Bad Batch Season 2. Other than that, I'm really not going to get my hopes too high up. I really do think, personally, I think a regular Phase 2 battle pack or a regular Phase 2 trooper in really any set would be much more warranted than a clone commando or a TK trooper. But there's my thoughts on that. All right, guys, moving on to the next one, we have Daniel right here. What are some OT scenes or ships that are either super overdue for a remake or need to be made into an actual set? So I'm going to kind of keep it in the remake realm. I think, LEGO has pretty much knocked out really everything involving the OT. I really don't think there's anything more they could be doing. Of course, there's some bigger stuff, some UCS styled stuff if you want to consider that. But for remakes, I think the most genuine remake would be a play scale version of a B-Wing. I think that one, honestly, I'm very surprised to not come out this year. But I think a B-Wing, I mean, next year is going to be 10 years since the last one. And I think, fitting it in that nice, I think a B-Wing would probably be 50 or 60 bucks right now. I doubt they would be able to go any lower than that. And I doubt they'd want to go any higher than that if they want to keep it in the same kind of newer, a little bit smaller scale. And then kind of a, just one of the ones that, look, it's a pipeline dream. Probably won't ever happen, but I'm genuinely just longing for the day we see this set remade, would be a TIE Crawler. So, TIE Crawler, just, again, I don't own the set yet. That is in my top 5 most wanted sets right now. I'm just trying to find a good deal on one. So if you guys do have one, I guess, definitely hit me up. I'd probably be interested in that. But I think a TIE Crawler would be very cool, in the regular kind of gray and black color scheme. Of course, fit in with the TIE Bomber, Interceptor, and regular TIE Fighter. So there's my 2 opinions on that one. CY Kenny is 02 right here. Ask LBS, I've heard some rumors of the helmet series is ending. Is this confirmed? I feel like they've checked all the major boxes. There's more they could do. So yeah, I mean, it's not confirmed, that's for sure. That's a fact. It's not confirmed yet. There's been some rumors, some murmurings. I mean, a couple people have kind of brought it up. Some bigger names and some smaller people, just everyone in general. There's been 5 or 6 people that have kind of, started with it, ran with it a little bit. I'm definitely on the camp of thinking it is the case. In my opinion, I think I'd be very surprised if they really started doing, helmet sets, diorama sets. They start doing, mini scale sets again. Having all those different categories on the shelf, I would love it. Believe me, I would absolutely love it. I think it makes perfect sense. A lot of different demographics right there. But in my opinion, I think this is like the perfect little like segue to eat up that $70 18 plus slot, get rid of the helmets, at least for a couple years maybe, and bring in 2 or 3 years of mini scale sets. In my opinion, I don't think the helmet sets have sold like incredibly well for them, at least not a couple of them, like the Dark Trooper. But I do think I'm surprised that the helmets would not stay around longer. I would think there would be a huge adult market for that one, and I think again, if they can keep it around that $60-$70 for a helmet and start doing some more characters we need, surprised there's not like a Bo-Katan coming out from Mando season 3 era. But so I think bottom line of it, look, it's not confirmed. I'm saying that right now, it's nowhere near confirmed. I am in the camp though of thinking that I think possibly going into 2024, maybe even 2025, that maybe Lego will take a little bit of a break on them and give us a couple mini scale sets in return. But that's just my opinion on it. So yeah, thanks for the question. Definitely leave your thoughts down below, everyone. Do you guys think they're replacing helmet sets with mini scale? I'd love to hear it. So next up, guys, we have Stud Studios right here. Ask LBS, how much longer do you think the Hoth minifigure pack will last? It's been on sale for the past 4 months, and Lego is already discontinuing the clone one. Will it last to the end of the year? Great work. Keep up the amazing videos. Thank you so much, man. And yeah, so this one right here is, again, I don't know exactly how long it will last. At the end of the day, look, I thought it would have been maybe gone 3 months ago after it was on sale. I mean, it's literally been on sale, 20% off, for literally at this point 4 months. And like, again, people are buying it up. I think I've got 6 or 7 of them. It's not really one that you need a whole bunch of unless you're a Hoth mock maker, but at that point, we get a bunch of Hoth minifigures every 3 years anyway. So it's not really that much of a sought after, just accessory pack, let alone, just minifigure pack or just anything. So that's probably why it's still sitting there. And in my opinion, look, if this doesn't tell Lego, and I don't really get this, if this does not tell Lego to be like, look, like, okay, we could have just done another clone accessory pack. They could have done a phase 2 version of that exact same phase 1 accessory pack for clone troopers and have it sell just as good, if not even legitimately double as much, because we need a 327th, or we need a yellow phase 2 clone. We need a couple regular phase 2 white clones, much more than we needed phase 1, and especially that clone commander. So literally, guys, they could have 2x, if not even 3x their sales if they just did that exact same accessory pack but in phase 2. And I really do wonder, it's clear as day that some sort of production issues throughout the year it was actually available because it was always out of stock. It always sold out instantly. People were buying as many as they could. They did limit people online. In stores, you were able to get pretty much as many as you want, though. And there were ways around it. Just even, look, I'll say it right here. I mean, I have one VIP account, and I was still able to get 25 of them myself. I was not limited to only 5 of them. There's definitely ways around it. If you guys know, you know. But bottom line of it is, I really do wonder if Lego just doesn't want the hassle of having production issues again with that set. Making another accessory pack that would sell well, much more than the Hoth accessory pack, because even if there's more hassle with that, I mean, their turnaround rate has got to be instant pretty much, man. I mean, they sold out within 6 hours every single time they restocked. So, capital wise and kind of, just reward money wise, to get that money back that quickly, I'm very surprised that like Lego just wouldn't want to do that. So I think bottom line of it is, look, I don't know how long it's going to last at that sale price. I definitely think it's a fair deal. If you really need some, pick up a couple of them, grab your 3 or 4. I think bottom line of it is just a straight telltale sign to Lego. Give us more clone stuff. They are. I will give credit to Lego for that. They are giving us more clone stuff, but prime candidate there, man. I mean, it's a pound for pound comparison. $15 to $15. In stock at the same times. Availability is the exact same. Limits are the exact same. And look at how long this Hoth pack has lasted, guys. I mean, Lego, give us more clone stuff, even more than you're already doing. So thanks for the question, man. We have Cosmic right here. Ask LBS, do you think Lego will ever revisit the earlier Clone Wars seasons with Phase 1 clones? I feel like they are missing many named clones from the first few seasons. So first off, to kind of answer that latter half of that question, I don't think we'll be getting too many more like named clones that are, again, you guys have to understand where I'm kind of coming from with this. And I definitely fully agree with Lego. Like if Lego were to make a statement like this ever, I would fully agree with them, and I would totally understand, because the second Lego starts making these kind of like B tier clones, let alone like C tier clones, like it's one thing, maybe give us a fives. He was pretty relevant, especially 10 years ago. Maybe even a Waxer and Boyle you would kind of consider like B tier. Commander Thorn, Commander Doom. Sadly at this point, almost like, Galactic Marines are like B tier probably. Commander Bly at this point probably is. But, you start giving us a couple of those B tier clones, and I think a few of them work. But I think once you start getting into like the really minute B tier, you can start going down to the C tier. You give us like, D tier, like you give us Mixer and Red Eye. Like as much as I love Denno, they give us Denno from season 1 or I guess season 2. The second they start giving us, just named clones just to give us named clones, I feel like that's a path that LEGO is just never going to be able to catch up with, and only going to give themselves more problems in the future of, people like us, or again, I guess people like you, Cosmic. no hate to you, but, people like you that have that same question that are just always going to be asking, when are they going to make, ARC Trooper Havoc? When are they going to make ARC Trooper? When are they going to make Warthog? When are they going to make Axe? Hawk, like Commander Jet, like. When's enough? You get what I'm saying? Like, I think there's a strict limit, I think, as to what clones are really needed from LEGO, besides just, at that point, just regular Legion clones. I think there's enough time where, look, you give us, the core 5 to 10 A-tier clones, then you start giving us just their Legions and just regular clones at that point, and then by the time that kind of phase is done, it's going to be 10, 15 years after that, then you start remaking them, you give us, phase 1 versions, phase 2, switch it up a little bit. So that's kind of my opinion on that. I really don't think we need a bunch of B tier and C tier, named clones personally. I just don't think it works. But to kind of answer that first part of your question though, is I do agree with that though. Sets themselves, give us ones with just, regular at that point, Clone Wars, animated phase 1 clones, so that way just like they did in 08 and 09, give us, the regular, non-realistic episode 2 clones, give us the actual animated helmets. I think at this point it's safe to say LEGO would probably just keep the exact same torso and legs. I don't expect them to really do anything too different, but to eventually see the animated phase 1 helmet back, I really do think that's needed at some point. Again, a lot of nostalgic for those old clones. In one point of me, I really want them to kind of maybe remain exclusive and like never come out ever again, just to really make those even more classic. But I think that is needed at some point, just to kind of spice it up a little bit. We are getting quite a few phase 2 things these days. Again, they're not done with the phase 2 era yet, so I'm here for it for the next couple of years, but I definitely think coming in 4, 5, 6 years from now, going back to Clone Wars era and just giving us a little bit more, almost like direct remakes of what they did make, I think would be very nice. So, but at that point, I really do think it would just be possibly a new helmet print, just on the exact same just torso and body they're kind of working with anyway. So there's my thoughts on that, guys. Leave your thoughts down below. Do you think we'll ever actually see animated phase 1 clone troopers again in LEGO? Let me know. So moving on, guys, we have Jared Johnson here with a pretty long question. What are your thoughts on the lack of competition with LEGO in the marketplace? Personally, I wish there was, so that LEGO's quality would need to improve and prices would lower to stay competitive. Do you think / wish there's any good competition for LEGO? I've tested many brands, and honestly, they aren't that inferior to LEGO, and they're much cheaper. So look, in my opinion, you guys know me. I don't like knockoff stuff. And again, whether you want to call it knockoff or just competitive companies, like I'm just not a fan of them. I do collect a little bit of Mega Constructs, Pokemon, just because I'm a big Pokemon fan and LEGO does not have that license, but that's it right there. And I do honestly want to say, Mega Constructs, I do think has something going for them. But I think it's safe to say, going into like 2023, like this era, they've gotten a little bit better of a name for themselves. They definitely kind of have the more obscure licenses. I think they definitely have to work on getting maybe a couple more. But honestly, at that point, I'd rather just LEGO get them. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is my opinion. I really do think LEGO is pretty much like indefinitely like confirmed their status at the top of the building block market. You get what I'm saying? I really do think no company's ever going to come in and be anywhere close to LEGO, let alone, again, at that point, they're not going to have any of the licenses. They just won't. Like, there's not many licenses available anymore, for building block companies. So if a company does come in, and quite frankly, at that point, I don't really need it. There's a lot of problems with the LEGO, but as a company as a whole, what they have made in the past, what they're capable of, and what I know they can do, I'm all there for it. I'm a LEGO purist at heart. I don't like any knockoff stuff. At the end of the day, man, one thing I want to kind of reiterate too is when you're saving money on knockoff stuff, again, and this is kind of maybe a wormhole, a can of worms I shouldn't be opening right now, but when you spend money on knockoff stuff, say $100 set, you get it for $30 and it's Chinese plastic, made in a workshop, $100, you pay $30 for the fake one. That $30 price tag you just spent instantly goes down to zero, man. Like, you might be able to get $5 for that thing at a garage sale at some point to some random person that doesn't even know what they're buying. But if you were to just work your way up and just continue to buy the real product of Lego, I've said this before, man, even if it's not about the value for you, again, even if you don't care about value whatsoever, it's still the fact of the matter when you go to spend that money on that product, that it doesn't matter whatever happens to you, man. If you ever need to sell that product again, pay for a medical bill, that money you put into that product, even if it is more expensive up front, will indefinitely pretty much be worth that exact same price, if not 2x more, 3x more. The second you start buying knockoff stuff, though, you're literally just burning your money with the lighter pretty much. So in my opinion, I think Lego's got the market. I don't want any other company to come up here and do it. I think at the end of the day, Lego's going to do what they want to do. I think it's, our choice as a consumer, vote with our wallets, and really kind of, at that point, if we actually do what we're going to say we're going to do, if I say I don't want to buy this set, or I'm not going to buy it at this price, don't buy it at that price, and just kind of follow what you are saying yourself. And just eventually, when enough people start doing that, and if Lego starts going down too many dark paths, there is going to be a course correction at some point, I feel. So there's my opinions on that, guys. I don't want any competitors to come up. I don't think there ever will be anything, too crazy. And there's my thoughts on that, guys. So thanks for the question. All right, guys, moving on to EX Croft right here. We have Ask LBS. Here's one you won't want to answer. What character do you want to see as a buildable character in the future? Brick built like the Porg, a cursed question to be sure. So, no, this is one I want to answer. And this is one I wish I could tell Lego on the phone right now. I wish I could call them up and be like, look, make this tomorrow, would be a Anzelin. At the end of the day, I think it would probably be Babu Frik. I think that makes perfect sense. I think, again, if we actually see Babu himself ever again, my man Babu back there, and actually I'll do it for you guys. Hold up. There we go. I'll play Babu. And also, guys, if you guys are watching the live streams, which speaking of that, I'm live streaming tonight, Wednesday, April 26th. I'll be doing a live stream tonight. And there we go. Bob right there, Babu Frik, or really just any Anzelin. I think I'm very surprised they haven't done one already. But, now that we're seeing them in Mandalorian Season 3, I really do think, again, and I'm fine with it. I think they're one of the best parts of the sequels. I would not mind if Lego and Disney start capitalizing more on them. And I think getting a $100 buildable Babu Frik, I'm going to be there day one. So there's my choice on that. Easy Babu Frik. Leave your thoughts down below, guys. What is one buildable character you want? All right, next up, guys, we have Lego Life 332 right here. Ask LBS, what is your favorite non-Star Wars set? That would be either the 2014 or the 2021 UCS Batman Tumbler. Either of those are pretty much interchangeable. I mean, the 2021 version I got first, but the 2014 one I've wanted for at this point almost 10 years now. And finally, just last year I was able to get both of them. But either of those, man, just beautiful. I love tumblers. You guys know. I'll throw the picture up on the screen. But if I had to give you like a definitive answer right here, right now, I would probably say the 2021 version, since of course, there's a 7-year gap in between, and the 2021 version did fix a couple things the 2014 one has wrong with it. So yeah, definitely the UCS Batman tumblers, and really at that point, pretty much any Batman tumblers. Next up, guys, we have the Great Pig in the Sky. Ask LBS, what is your favorite season of The Walking Dead? I'm personally a big season 2 and 3 guy. So look, bottom line of it, anything 1 through 8, I think that's just peak Walking Dead. Again, I'm not a 7 and 8 hater. I truly am not. I love season 8, and that's why my top 3 right here. And pretty much, look, I mean, the definitive top 3 for me, I really don't think there's anyone that can really change my mind about this. My favorite season being season 6, second favorite season being season 8, and then third favorite season being season 5. So those are my top 3 right there. Really no room to interchange them. Season 4 kind of maybe could possibly touch that third spot, but season 4 is a pretty definitive fourth ranking for me right here personally. So yeah, guys, Walking Dead is my favorite show of all time, better than any Star Wars shows, and it will continue to be my #1 show of all time. It means a whole bunch to me. And yeah, 6, 8, and 5 are my top 3 personally. If you guys watch The Walking Dead, I'd love to hear down below, what's your favorite season? Last question for this week, guys. We have the Lego Connoisseur 08. He says, a long-time listener, first-time caller, if you could ask for one UCS set to be made, what would you choose? So I'll be honest with you guys, you guys might think I'm going to be saying something just kind of, the basic, Star Wars, prequel stuff, Clone Wars stuff, but there's 2 of them in particular, technically 3 of them. I'd say my definitive #1 until they do make it, which hopefully 2025 comes and they do it for May 4th, would be a UCS Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, the yellow version, I think for, 240 even, but even, maybe the 350 mark, not too big. I think 350 or under, for a UCS Anakin Anakin's Interceptor would be perfect for the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith in 2025. Give it to us May 4th, and call it a day on that one. So my number 2 actually would be the Mandalorian's N1 Starfighter. They came out with the play scale version back in 2022, and it was my number 1 favorite set of 2022. I love the vehicle. I love it so much more than the Razor Crest, man. And I gotta be honest with you, dude, I'll say it in a heartbeat, dude. If they came out with a $240 to maybe $350 Mando's N1 Starfighter UCS set, again, at this point, dude, the dream lineup would be that right there, 2024 May 4th set, for that same price point, and then Anakin's Interceptor 2025, I think would be absolutely perfect right there. I would love it so much. It's so much better than the Razor Crest. Unlike the Razor Crest, where I think again, hot take right here, very hot take. I think the UCS Razor Crest most overrated set of the past 10 years, and again, I don't ever want to own that set. I don't ever want to build it. I don't care for it. But the Mando's N1 Starfighter UCS set, I'd be there day one and build it day one, and I would love that thing to death forever. A third one offhand, guys, would be the UCS Gauntlet Fighter, Bo-Katan's. I am actually building LifeBricks version. It's about 1,700 pieces. It retails for $300 on his website. So again, quite frankly, same thing. In real Lego terms, if Lego were to make an official set, again, $240 to $350 would be pretty perfect. But I'm gonna put it in that third place because it is naturally my third place. Let alone I will actually have a fully custom version of myself anyway here coming this week, and that's actually what I'll be building tonight on live stream. Between tonight and Friday's live stream, hopefully I can finish it. But so yeah, there's my top 3 right there, and believe me, those are 3 ones I want really badly. We don't need a UCS ATTE, man. I can't even begin to imagine what that would look like. Maybe a UCS turbo tank. Give us one at maybe a $450, $550 price point, I think would be pretty cool. But I think the 3 I said right there for that lower price tag would definitely be what I'm into. And so yeah, guys, there's my thoughts on that. Definitely leave your most wanted UCS set down below in the comment section. So with all that being said, guys, if your question was not answered in today's video, be sure to leave it down below for next week. The next one's actually coming out on Saturday this week, so there's only going to be 2 or 3 days in between. So definitely get your questions in pretty quick, guys. And again, if you guys could use the hashtag AskLBS before it, I would prefer that. It makes it easier to find. So with all that being said, guys, thank you guys all so much for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, guys, and stay safe.